Yes, guys. Ooh, ooh, we are back. What was that? Not a clue. What was that? What's the loser? Anyway, we're back. And Leeds United, have signed Maximilian Werber. I'm going to say it like that for now, until someone corrects me. Was it Werber? From RB Salzburg. Of course they have, because that's where we sign all of our players from. But anyway, I'm buzzing with this. I'm going to get into it in a second, but I'm buzzing with this. For me, it fixes the real problem, and it also fixes other problems that I'm going to talk about in this video. Let's just get into it. But yeah, here it is. This can beat the deal of Max Werber. Right, so let's go into the details of it. 24 years old, coming from Austria, Salzburg, where he's been for the last 2 years, I believe. He's got 4.5 deal, which runs to the summer of 2027. Good, long term. Got 13 caps for Austria, which he's never sniffed at, and he can play both left back and centre back. What's interesting in this space, just little zoomers here. You see this? This means nothing. The club's first signing of the window. What's that mean? Just means it's the first signing, doesn't it? But oh well. It's the more, maybe we'll see. Anyway, yeah. Started off at Rapid Vienna, obviously the Austrian team. Went to make 24 appearances for them in the Austrian Bundesliga, the Austrian Cup, and the UEFA Europa League. So he's been in the Europa League now since he was at Vienna. Now I'll show you the stats. He didn't play much there, but getting that European experience from young is for me what's made him into this kind of leader that I'm expecting to come through the door. Yeah, he was snapped up by Ajax. Didn't really work out at them or Sevilla. But he played a little bit. He won 16 outings in the 2018-19 season. Won the league, cup double again, winning mentality, winning experience. He's going to struggle here then when we're getting bashed every week. I'm joking. Yeah, and he was ended his career that year. He was ended his international career debut that year. Went to Sevilla. And it got a buyout at the end of the season. Was signed by Jesse Marsch at Salzburg. Yeah, most expensive sign ever in August 2019. He was when he came from Sevilla. So there's pedigree there. You know, at the age of 24 now, coming from these top European teams, which they are, you know, Sevilla won Europa League countless amount of time. Vienna's probably one of the best teams in Austria, where he's won things there and competed in big tournaments from a young age, then going to Ajax and winning the league there. Obviously experiencing the Champions League again, which he's had throughout his career. He's been there throughout his career. Obviously at Salzburg, where he's really pushed on and broke through. He's really found his mojo there. He's getting back in the Austria squad now. As of 2020, he's been in quite a few times. And he's the captain of Salzburg. As you see here, he's made 125 appearances, scored 9 goals, including one last year's. Yeah, scored in the final. So let's get into his stats. Who is he? He will be available for the third round against Cardiff. Will he play it? Don't know. But let's see. Let's get into some of his stats. Who is he? What's he done? Yeah, I just want to kind of articulate who is he, what position he plays. There's a lot of talk going around about him. I'm going to less focus on what people said about him, more on observation and what I believe, just because I'm in a bit of a rush, to be honest. I've got to go shopping in a minute. But yeah, as you can see, these are his stats here in the Austrian Bundesliga. All these games you can looking at scrolling down here are all the games he's been involved in as a footballer. Match day 1 there. As you can see, not in the squad. This is 2015. This one's really young. Gets off the bench there. Gets off the bench. Starts. Does really well. In terms of injuries, before I get into any of it, yeah, he had head problem there. Flu, you know, unknown, but missed a game. Little injury there. Missed 1 game. Not much. Again, whatever that is. Missed a game. You know, missed a week. Again, missed about 2 weeks with a knock. Thigh problem. Seems a bit thing for 3 weeks. Missed about a month for that. But it's not terrible. Flu. ankle injury, torn muscle fibre, coronavirus. Right, that's probably his worst period where he was injured for quite a while, on and off. But that's during the COVID. That's during everything. But yeah, not that bad, not terrible. So you probably expect him to miss a few games season, but it's not terrible. He's got a decent little run going here. He's not been injured that much as his body grows and stuff. So injury is not an issue for me. And you can look at the positions here: centre back, centre back, centre back, centre back. Obviously, he obviously is centre back by trade. But what I want to get into is how professional football these days can be evolved and can adapt and find different positions they play. Look, centre back, centre back. But he has done stints at left back. This is in 2019. He has done bits in left back under Jesse as well. Here, centre back, left back. He kind of just came in wherever he was needed, to be honest. Centre back, centre back. But then last season, or this season, left back and captain. He's played left back for most of it. He's accumulated a few assists from that position as well. And what I want to go into now, just really quickly, is player, right, let's get into it. So a professional footballer, he's a professional footballer for a reason. Is he a marauding pace demon, dribbling demon of a left back that's going to absolutely bomb up and down every second of the game? He isn't. He isn't that, right? We can all see that. But is he getting disrespected by his physicality? I think so. He's a lot quicker than what he might look. If you look at some of the videos of him, he's quick off the mark. His recovery speed is decent. He's definitely fixing a gaping hole, a gaping problem we have, if he is at left back, of course, which I think he will be. He's definitely fixing. He's much more suited there than Pascal, in my opinion. He's more lean. He's probably more athletic than Pascal. His passing, from what I've seen, is very good. He's got a very good left foot. One-on-one defending, look, you're going to struggle one-on-one defending. You're going to get exposed by wingers in the Premier League. But is he an improvement on what we have at left back? I believe massively. Whether it's a temporary fix or whether he does really well there and excels, for me, either is fine, because I think he's much better than what we have currently there. Pascal, we need centre-back. We do need him there. We need him at centre-back. I think it's a great signing. I think it's a really good signing. But anyway, let's get into more him as a person. Like, I talked about leadership. Look at the stuff he's won here. He's won a lot of things. He's 24 years old. He's the captain of his club. Now, leadership is so underrated, especially on social media. No one understands. Everyone just wants this best player and looks at all the stats and stuff, which are important, but a leader in a changing room is vital, especially at a time when Cooper, Ayling, Dallas, those type of guys are getting old. You need to replace them with competent leaders. And he clearly has been. He's been a leader. He's been a leader. I'm just looking down here now. Since he's been captain, they've lost one. I know it's the Austrian league, and I know they're very good in that league. But it's principle. It's mentality. Like I said, he's been at good clubs since he was young. He's been exposed in hard systems since he was young. Maybe now this time in Salzburg has allowed him to adapt and grow as a person. Maybe more than some other players that we've signed. He's had that bad exposure. He's been on the bench. He's not worked at clubs. So maybe now this is the right time for him. He's clearly gained a leadership trait. He's clearly brought out that leader within him. And for me, that's extremely important for a team that we are. Watching his interview today, he looked very, assured and confident, but calm. And I think that's exactly what we need. It's definitely him and Tyler, the two for me going forward, that should take that lead pedestal off the current players when they leave and move on. And I think that is an extremely underrated talent trait to have for a player. Look, like I said earlier, he's not going to be this pace demon fullback, which maybe you want, but he's much better than what we have there, and he's a definite fix. And for me, what I expect anyway, that's what I expect. Once he's fit and ready and he plays there, that won't be an issue this season. I think we'll be much better off. We have to focus on the other issues, right? And it's one of those things where you have to you have to take things in perspective of who we are. Maybe there is a target we want. Maybe in long term they want him in centre back, him and Pascal and Koch, one of those, you know. Maybe not. Maybe they see him as a left back. Maybe they think he's got more growth there under this system. We don't know. We'll find out with Jesse, won't we? We'll find out. But it's definitely something that excites me, and I like him. I like the way he speaks, the way he brings himself. I think he's going to be similar to Tyler in terms of leader, but maybe more of a calm leader, calming influence. But in the changing room, he really gets at players. You know, it's similar to what people describe Per Mertesacker as. You know, he's never this roaring guy on the pitch, but he'd tell you, and it was fierce, and he'd tell you direct, he'd tell you what you need to do, and he'd tell you the issue in the changing room or to your face. You know what I mean? It's that type of person. Very, I can't say it, sophisticated. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't say it because I'm not that. But yeah, for me, there's no negatives to this. It massively fixes that left back problem for me. I mean, it should do. If he's the player that I hope he is, you know, going on experience and exposure at a young age. You know, he plays for the national team. He's no joke. He played against Chelsea last year in the cup and got a great assist. He's got an excellent left foot, which is what we are missing in this side. We have players who can ping a ball. You know, we have the likes of Rocker, but in defence, apart from Llorente, who's scary at times, we don't have that calm. And I think he's got calm. I think he's a calm influence. And I hope he can transfer Austrian League. Yes, it's different, isn't it? To the Premier League. I hope he can bring that calmness and that steadiness to us. Because what I've seen, and again, it's hard to compare. I've not seen a lot of him. I've seen him once play against Chelsea when he was good. I don't remember him on the day, but looking back at it, the left back, I remember now, very good. He kept Pulisic very quiet on that side, and he got an assist, and it was a great assist. And he's got an excellent left foot, and he can take set pieces, which we need, but he can also be in the box for them. He's good like that. You know, he's quicker than he looks, I think. He's deceiving in the quickness. And just quickly, in terms of stats, obviously, get rid of that. There's not a lot to go on, because, look, as you can see, they don't do the Austrian League. But his time at Ajax, where he played 16 times, I believe. If you look at his passing stats here from the back, this is short, medium, and long total. So the percentage is 85 and 78 success rate. And if you look at the short success rate, 90 and 89, which is very decent. You know, medium as well, which is even just as impressive. His medium pass rate is 84 to 91%. So that's passes from defence into midfield or into the wing. Hard, low passes, which we need to find the likes of Aronson, Rocker, Sinistera, whoever's in there. That's important. And if we don't really have that from left back, do we? Pascal, I love Pascal, but he's not left back. Not more of a left back than this guy. This guy suits it much better. His passing percentage is good from long. Yeah, that's a gamble. That's a long ball, isn't it? You know. But this here, medium stats, the passing success rate is very good, and that makes me happy because we need that. And just the last one on his stats, because like I said, they're not loads when he played in Austria. But here, you can see team success. This is when he's playing. And we're not going to look at 16, 17, because that's just when he was a kid. We'll look here when he's been on. When he was on for Ajax, when he was on for Ajax in the 2 years, and when he was on for Sevilla. When he played, the percentage of winning went up by 0.68, 0.78. You know, 1.3 in there. It went down in his first season in Austria. But after that, it's been proved. But that's literally in Austria, they win every game, so that's like 2 defeats is 0.69. So, all in all, when he plays, you win more. That brings with it mentality, that brings with it leadership, that brings with it quality, right? Calmness at the back, as we've seen with his passing stats. The little we have on his passing stats says. Yeah, and like I said, there's not much on it because they don't do Austria on these websites. But that's my take from it. That's what I can find. And you can look at him online, his videos of him, and you can get a real idea of who he is and what he is. Obviously, it's clips, isn't it? And the little knowledge you've watched him on in a different league. It's not ideal. But I can see mannerisms in what I like. I do think he's going to get beat a bit. one-on-one defending, not bad, but it's hard to compare. Right? It's hard to compare wingers in the Premier League. But wingers in the Premier League will beat you anyway. For me, it's the other stuff as well. Basic defending, set pieces, effectiveness on the game, and needing to be effective on the game. And I think he'll be a lot more effective in that position than Pascal is, as Pascal is a centre-back more than a left-back. This guy, I think, can play both very well. Hopefully. That's the hope. It's a good signing. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I just think I hope he comes out of his shell. He seems like a really confident guy in the interview, really assured of himself, stands straight, stuff like that, mannerisms that you like to see in a player. Let's hope he can carry it. Let's hope he can play it and do really well in this system. And let's get a few more in. But yeah, that's Maximilian Wober, or Wober. The little we had, I apologise, it's not a lot, again, but it's good. I'm looking forward to it. And let's just give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. Because he will do a good job, I hope. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Take care. Please leave a like. Thank you.